the stream.tv. I'm your host, Sinead de Vries, and I got my Pretty Little Talkers back for the final season of Pretty Little Liars and the Pretty Little Liars after show. Over here, I got Mova.
I don't even know how to act right now. I feel just like so uncomfortable.
What, have you never been on camera before?
Like, hey guys. I can't stop staring myself. I'm sorry.
You look gorgeous. You look amazing. Also, I got Meg.
Hey guys. Where's Ma? There we go. Am I looking at the right one? No, there we go. Hey guys. We love you. We missed you.
And Steph.
It's a brand new studio, and it's like we've never done the show before, and we have no idea what we're doing. We're like, where's our camera?
Our lashes look so
there
great,
it is.
Steph.
Wow.
Thanks.
Do we are they squiggly? Shut them.
No, they're real.
Squiggles?
Wow.
No,
Wait,
they're
those are
real?
amazing.
Yeah. No, those are my real goddamn lashes. Have you lost your
tell
mind?
me
What
your
kind of
mind,
lashes are those?
That's
I
amazing.
forget that
they
they're-
look amazing.
Thank you.
Should we talk about PLL?
Should we talk about my lashes?
You guys, first of all, thanks for tuning in if you're watching. Also, if this is your first time watching the show and you think we're horribly annoying, sorry, not that sorry. But listen, you guys, this is the final season of Pretty Little Liars. This is our third year back at the stream to talk about our favorite show in the entire world.
Yes.
And there is a lot to talk about. So when we left off last season, it was major cliffhangers all over the board. We had just found out that Spencer's mom was Mary Drake. We had just found out that Toby and Ivonne were in a car accident. We had just found out that Nicole was alive. We had just found out that Hale was back on. We had just found out that Allie was pregnant. There were so many things that they kind of opened up. And right from the get-go, we kind of resolved a lot of those cliffhangers, which was interesting. But also, not that exciting, if I'm being 100% honest.
It was like a very introductory to the last 10 episodes, which I can appreciate because I really felt like, man, I have to like catch up. We have to like take a breath and figure out what's happening. I do think there were a lot of bombs dropped, like obviously the board game and the letter. And I feel like these next 10 episodes are really just gonna circle around Spencer. I feel like Spencer is the main liar in this one, not so much Allie anymore.
Am I the only one who thinks Spencer's the best actress on the show?
She's amazing.
Do you think that they're angling it to center around her because she's such a good actress?
I just think that
I just think she has all the they found a really good way right now to use her family and storyline to kind of push the plot forward. You have to remember, like, this is the end. There's only 9 episodes left.
And that's why I want to bring the house back down.
Dude.
I will say my theory, but like we only have 10 episodes left. There's no like time to waste. Why are you making this a boring episode? This is the first boring episode. You know, every premiere I love about PLL is every premiere grabs you in, like hooks you in right away, and every episode always ends with like, oh shit, cliffhanger. This is the first premiere episode that I've seen that I was like, all right,
well,
dude,
I will say this. I will say this. I think we are so used to having so many unanswered questions that when they don't answer a bunch of things, we get freaked out. But at the same time, the scene between Spencer and her mom, if Spencer didn't tell Mrs. Hastings what she knew, I would have been really upset.
Very true.
And also, I kind of liked that they didn't waste a lot of time from the last season because, like you said, there is only 10 episodes. So I do appreciate the fact that I'm not left guessing. But also, I also wanted to be a little bit more excited. The Jenna outro scene, and we'll start from the beginning, go through all of this, but this is just initial thoughts. The Jenna outro scene was not the end of an episode that I was hoping for. What I will say about this episode that got me really freaking stoked is are the relationships and kind of setting up like the family dynamics, because they did dive really deep into the relationships, I thought, between not just our favorite ships, but also like Mona and Hanna, and kind of setting that up. And I think it says a lot, plus Emison, plus Paige. Those most awkward scenes ever. So I think that's pretty good too.
And I also feel like, I don't know, I feel like the board game is like a mini dollhouse, and I'm kind of really excited about it. It's a mini dollhouse.
And didn't you say something?
I would low key, it like reminds me of, I was gonna say Mall Madness, but no one out there knows
What's Mall Madness?
It's an app game. It's a mobile game.
No, I'm old. Mall Madness was like a game that we played as a kid. I'm just so old, you guys.
I mean, we're the same age. I don't remember.
You don't remember Mall Madness?
Nah, girl.
Tweet me if you remember Mall Madness.
Maybe you're just like lame
it's
too.
Fine. I'm lame and I like board games.
We'll look it up.
But back to we decided between each other that they're playing an app that A designed, but then who was it? You or you who said something about Endgame? You know how we're like blank is Endgame, blank is Endgame, and the board game is Endgame.
Yeah, this is the ending.
So literally everything that happens on that board game. How do I explain this? Like, it's gonna end there.
Right.
Like if they're together on that board game, they're gonna be together. Do you know what I mean?
I kind of like that. Like, it's kind of exciting. It's kind of a different approach because we've seen A take them on all these different like journeys and adventures, and they kind of always have to follow what's like a treasure map or whatever. But I do kind of like the game and the idea of getting after each task is completed.
Yeah, I wonder how that whole thing is. I feel like that's going to be the final, like the last part of the episode. But what I will say about the ending of this episode that we saw Jenna doing the Braille thing, and she kind of smiled. She was like, she said, Endgame.
Happy because it was evil.
Right.
She was happy because bad things were happening to the girls, is what I think.
So, do you guys think that she's in on it? Because obviously she didn't know what was happening. She was reading about it.
I don't think that she knows who she's working for.
She's just being. I think A's just choosing to include her.
I think that Jenna's working for AD, and I think that she doesn't know who she's working for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
because last episode we saw her in a van, and she was like, "You're AD," and she was like laying on the floor, but you couldn't see AD's face.
Yeah.
So
oh, dude, I forgot that.
Yeah. AD.
So she should know.
Is absolutely one of the main characters on Pretty Little Liars.
If not,
mark my words, it's happening. I think we can all agree. That is why Jenna does not know, because Jenna hates all the main characters. So there's no way that she knows that she's actually working for one of them.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it and start from the beginning. So, major moments first. Toby is 100% alive, so thank every god in the world for that.
That means there's a chance.
I mean, it's happening.
And I read a theory before we found out that he was alive, that he was gonna die and that Spencer was gonna need a heart because she got shot.
Oh, I read that theory too.
And then that's how they would live on.
That was a great theory.
But homegirl got shot in the leg.
I know.
Why is her arm
and then she
dying
had a freaking
and her heart?
thing.
Maybe she hurt her shoulder.
I don't remember. I know you guys will know this, so let us know.
One second though, like I mean, you know, everyone heals at their own rate. But Spencer was shot. Toby was in a car accident. Spencer got shot, and she was just in a sling. She's just chilling, playing a board game.
Vitamins, so like she heals quickly.
She was in a sling, and she got shot in the leg, and Toby had like 2 scratches on his forehead.
A lot of no, Toby was not in the hospital. Toby was in the hospital for Ivonne.
That's true.
Maybe he was getting touch-up stitches.
Oh, it's equally annoying because Ivonne can go. Like,
she's gone.
Bye, Ivonne. Kara, love you. Yvonne can go.
Bless her heart, she's in a medically induced coma.
Exactly.
So, like, I feel bad for her.
We got rid of her. She's got to go. I said this last season, bitch has got to go.
Yeah.
There is no room for her.
It's all about Spoby.
That's why it's called Spoby.
Yeah.
If Yvonne was in there, it'd be like
Spy Yvonne.
Just
what's Toby and Yvonne? Did we even give them?
They don't deserve one. They don't have a ship name.
They were gonna move across like the country together and start a life, but we never gave them a chance.
No
ship name.
Well, AD didn't give them a chance because AD secretly knows that Spoby is Endgame. So so I think that was really cool because the fact that AD forced Spencer to go see him, right, was very interesting. Because I don't know if Spencer would have gone and visited him on her own.
I didn't think of that.
What if A is okay? What if A is actually good and knows that they all are supposed to end up together, and he or she is facilitating that right now with this board game? And wanted Spencer to know that her real mom was so and so, and is actually trying to tie up the loose ends for the girls on their behalf because A's good.
Yeah, but A,
is that crazy?
A has also done a lot of really messed up things. So it's hard for me to believe that A could be good.
It was like, what's to the means? What's that phrase?
Ends to the
means.
No, I don't think that's it.
Means to an end.
Means to an end. That's what it is. I was like, but I would hate this. But what if Mary? Oh no, I would hate if Mary Drake was A. But what if she was the mastermind behind the board game?
Not because I read something in the Hollywood Reporter where they asked. I read something in the Hollywood Reporter where they asked her if she was A, and she says, "My initials are not AD," and that like reveals so. She said, "No, my initials are not AD."
Well, obviously, her name. Is Jessica.
It's
JD.
Does that kind of point us in the direction that the person's initials must be AD?
I mean, we're assuming that.
I know.
And I know that you are convinced that the one person whose initials are AD is in fact AD. But I will say the whole Mary Drake thing was a really good scene.
Yeah,
I like that Mrs. Hastings told Spencer all of that. So to recap, basically, Spencer's dad, Mr. Hastings, is
a floozy.
Yeah, he's the worst person on the face of the earth.
As if he wasn't terrible enough.
I know. So he cheated on Mrs. Hastings. I can't call her Spencer's mom anymore.
Yeah.
But she technically is her mom, right?
Yeah.
Her adoptive mom.
Yeah.
But he cheated on his wife with Jessica de Laurentiis, and they had Jason.
Right.
Then that was resolved. Then Mr. Hastings met up with Mary Drake.
Before this happened, though, Mary did have Cece in between this time.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Hastings met up with Mary Drake and hooked up with her, thinking thinking that it was Jessica again. So he
made the same mistake twice.
Two-timing times two.
With the same girl.
Yeah.
Like, that's
how much of a psycho?
Well, it was technically a different girl.
But he thought it was the same. He was like, I'm going to cheat with the same person again.
Because
I'm an asshole.
How much of a psycho must Mary be to pull that? Because, like, it's not just like, oh, I'm going to prank them and I'm going to get back to this family. You're having a baby.
Right.
Like, you're having a baby.
And why should we trust her at this point, knowing that that's what she's capable of? Because that's so effed up on so many levels.
Right.
And then Jessica, comes to Mrs. Hastings and is like, basically, which, by the way, Mrs. Hastings' line when she was like, I haven't seen Jessica since she came to borrow my husband, or like she was amazing. Mrs. Hastings is still a boss.
She is.
But Jessica shows up and tells Mrs. Hastings, like, oh, by the way, my crazy, clinically insane sister is in Radley and pregnant with your husband's child.
Right.
For the second time, except it wasn't her the first time, but it's the second child.
And did you already say this a little bit, that her logic for doing that, for trying to get Mr. Hastings to cheat with her, is because she hated the family and she hated those people, and she was trying to get revenge for what we don't know.
Right.
But then the ramifications of it was Spencer, so it was just like kind of sad.
Or maybe she was trying to make Jessica look bad because she hated Jessica so much.
Maybe jealous or something. Maybe they had like kind of like a sibling rivalry going on. I'm not really sure, but that's kind of.
I have to say that the letter that we saw, that wasn't written by a crazy person. Like that
was like perfect.
The cursive was insane.
The cursive was on point. No, but I feel like if someone's, in a not sane mental state, they can't admit to what they're doing is wrong.
Right.
And she flat out was like, she wrote that letter when Spencer was a baby, and she was just like, listen, this is how it is, and I'm so sorry you have to grow up in a home like this. So it's like, I don't really think she was mental or had a problem.
Okay.
That would be though.
Real quick, Destiny Forever at PLLAS _99, by the way, love your handle, says
Destiny?
It was a week later. Okay, so we can forgive Spencer for being out of the hospital and everyone can calm down. And yes, Spencer
still shot.
And yes, Spencer was shot in the leg but had a sling on. And then she did this emoji, which is my favorite emoji. So yes, I do agree. But what I was going to say about the whole Mary Drake thing, an interesting theory could be that Jessica wanted Mary Drake gone for, there's a bunch of reasons that could be that we've already seen, maybe something we haven't, and made everyone else believe that she was crazy or whatever, and to get back at her, Mary Drake pretended to be Jessica, that kind of thing.
She's like, take this, I'm having a baby.
Bye, you're probably that bitch. But you know what I'm saying? So Jessica, we know how evil Jessica is. We know that she would do anything to cover up things. We've seen it happen before because she was literally burying her own daughter to cover up for Cece, right?
Right.
Before we leave this topic, can I just say one thing about the adoption thing? And I already told them already, but this is a television show or online show, so I'm just going to say it again and pretend like I never did.
Go for it.
But you know how Spencer said, like, I don't know if you're my mom. Like, I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure of anything. Like, I really disliked that because I'm like, if someone's raised you your whole life, even if it's your grandma, if it's your dad, if it's your older sister, like they are the mother figure. So to be like all of a sudden, because we're not blood related,
imagine that
you're not my mom.
Yeah,
imagine if that was all dropped on me, I'd be like, no, you're my mom. I love my mom.
I think she
her.
spoke out of sheer anger and betrayal, and she felt like she was. I know what you're saying because it would take me a couple days to accept, like, yes, you're the only mother that I know.
Yes.
If Mama Lamontagne
you love
was
her.
you're not my baby. I'd be like,
is that how your mom talks?
No.
But you're not my baby.
No, actually, I wouldn't react that way,
Your mom
though.
does not speak like that. I've spoken with her.
It's true. But no, I wouldn't react that way. I'd be like, you're still my mom. So yeah.
Don't worry, I still love you. You're still my mom.
I would be so pissed off.
It's just a shock. It's like the initial reaction of being shocked.
I would be
pissed. I did
pissed.
like Mrs. Hastings' response to how Spencer was reacting because she was being strong for her daughter and being a strong mom in that moment.
Yeah,
so.
she was. Yeah. She was. Not to open up another can of worms, and we can obviously talk about this later, but like now, who the heck is Cece's dad?
I know.
Right. We still
don't know that. And I think that there's a reason we still don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I hope that's a juicy twist.
Very interesting. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, and obviously, like you said, Megan, you think that that's going to be a huge focus, and I 100% agree. We can kind of move on to Aria and Ezra, because that was like the next thing we touched on. Sure, the next scene after that was Caleb, which we'll talk about in a second.
Okay.
She was
like, don't forget. I don't want to forget the guns. The big clue about the guns.
Yeah. So
I didn't understand that.
We'll get to it.
Go over that.
We'll get to it. So the Aria and Ezra thing. So Holden comes back, right? I always want to say Holden Caulfield because Catcher in the Rye is like my favorite book ever, but it's not. It's Holden something. But anyways, Strauss.
Girl, you're on it. You are on it.
I'm really lost.
So Holden,
the wedding planner.
Holden was in Pretty Little Liars a few years ago. He was Aria's childhood friend or something like that. He had some sort of connection to Byron, Aria's dad, if I remember correctly. But I also know that he knew Ezra, and I don't know. I'm not 100% positive on what he did when he was back in Pretty Little Liars, but I remember it being weird because we spoke about it. We spoke about Holden and like what it meant, and there was something about gummy bears.
No. Oh, right. Wait.
No, that was Mike.
No.
Mike with the gummy bears.
No. Well, wasn't Holden the guy who
they went to a carnival
boxing?
or something.
Like he was a boxer.
Guys, we need help.
Yes.
We need help.
Help us with Holden. But Aria and Holden had gone to like a carnival or something, and they had some sort of carnival snack. Like I have very vague memories. But anyway,
I did not think she was going to say snack.
What'd you think?
They had carnival.
Can we get to the point,
anyway,
please?
So Holden is back. Holden is back, which is ever so convenient because Ezra is too caught up with Nicole.
Oh my gosh, I can't with that.
I know.
I'm just pissed.
It is to see Ezra finally happen.
Yeah.
And you have these amazingly sweet moments. You have a beautiful engagement. And then Nicole decides to bring her selfish ass back from the dead and force Ezra to have really mixed emotions.
Wait,
again.
Aria, hold on. I just, Nicole's parents just want me to go. I have to go see her. Well, they want me to be there, so I'm just gonna go.
But in all fairness, Nicole doesn't know about Aria.
Yeah, so it's not her fault. And also, Ezra was in love with this girl. He got over her with the mindset that she was dead. She was gone. She was never coming back. Now all of a sudden you find out that you're the love of your life, who you thought, which actually isn't the love of your life. Let's be real, because it's Aria. But at that time, the love of your life isn't actually dead. And imagine being Nicole as she wakes up expecting that her boyfriend is going to be there. And he's engaged to somebody else. So I feel for her.
Come back from death ever.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's stick her in a medically induced coma.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. That is terrible.
I do think, though, I don't understand how Ezra and Aria have not magically had any conversation about the status of their relationship now that the dead girl is back.
Well, they're engaged.
Like, they haven't, but they haven't, he hasn't said 2 words about his feelings toward her now that Yvonne's back. They haven't even talked about it. And then I didn't understand that Hannah's advice was like, just like keep on planning the wedding, just plan it and then he'll be there, you know? I'm like, no, you should ask him.
Yeah. Well,
if you're still together.
I think also like out of respect for him, she didn't know where her
to like pry yet.
Right, and she didn't know where the boundaries were. You know what I'm saying? Really quick, Christopher Michael, which is our Zoe Sug, that's at Zoe SUGGPHAN. I still don't know how to pronounce that, but you've been watching for forever, and I love you. Sent us the gif of Spencer being shot in the shoulder. So it happened.
What?
We were all wrong. We were all wrong.
Yes, I remember that. But she dragged her foot because I remember her jeans were really thin.
I think she got hurt in the leg, which is what we were remembering, but she was...
I think she got hurt, which made her stumble, and then she got shot.
Whatever. Point blank, she got shot in the shoulder.
What was the thing with the gun?
And she recovered miraculously.
Yeah.
What was the thing with the gun? With the shooting?
Yes, the gun.
Bullets. What is that? So the gun that they recovered from the scene...
Yes.
Didn't match the bullet that they found in Spencer's shoulder.
So there were 2 guns.
So there were 2 guns, and so basically the gun that shot Spencer is missing, as well as
like forensic files.
Everybody. Like Mary Drake is still missing. Jenna, we saw at the end of the episode, and AD is just like on the loose.
Well, and nobody else knows about AD. Only the girls know about AD, but to them, they thought Jenna was AD.
Right, they don't even think that there's an AD.
Yeah,
but they don't now.
Jenna, do they?
I don't know. How can they know? It could still possibly be Jenna to them who's in charge of
No, that's true. It could still be Jenna. Sorry, I'm putting my thoughts together.
We also talked about this backstage. Where the hell is Mary Drake? How do you just say, Spencer, you're my daughter, and then you peace out while Spencer's shot in the shoulder?
Yeah,
like, how are you missing? I don't understand.
Yeah, and like when they were calling the cops, like how did she get away?
Yeah.
Was she like, all right, you guys can call the cops. I'm gonna get going then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on the run now.
Would you let me know if you're okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, Caleb's back and they're all good, which is great. That's like one less thing for us to worry about. That scene between Hanna and Caleb in the bed was freaking perfect. When she was pinching his shoulder.
No, I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird.
And they looked at that like,
it was so romantic.
I would never want to be woken up to a pinch.
She said she wanted to make sure that he was real. Have a heart.
It was cute though. No, I love Caleb. I love Caleb.
Everyone agrees with me. It was cute. And then also now he basically is telling her to get back into her career, which broke them up once before. But I have no doubt in my mind that they're fine this time. I really do think they're fine this time.
They are.
Unless like Caleb or Hanna end up being AD at the end of all of this, then obviously they're effed.
Oh, that was.
And now Mona's back, and Mona's kind of helping facilitate Hannah's career.
Meddling Mona is meddling, and I think it's for her own advantage once again. And you know how she was making that call, trying to pretend like she was saying, no, it's not my business, it's Hanna that's in charge of this. Like, no. I feel like something was weird.
Yeah, something was weird, but
something
like,
weird with her.
I do think that, so what if Mona benefits? Like, she is helping Hanna. Like, Hanna didn't have a job before, and now
Hanna
she has
should be
one,
like taking
it.
Yeah.
I said this to Stephanie, and I know a lot of you out there probably watched it, but I feel like Mona reminds me of Courtney from 13 Reasons Why.
I have to watch it.
You have to watch 13 Reasons Why.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
It's so good.
We all watched except for Mova, so
good.
convince Mova.
But Mona is low-key Courtney.
Your guys' tweets and theories and questions and observations are coming in literally by the bucket loads.
Sinead's like not paying attention. She's like, sorry guys, I just need to.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. The Holden was a boxer. You're right.
Yes.
She was
I
Aria's.
love my brain sometimes.
Yeah, she was Aria's cover so that she could continue seeing Ezra, and I guess
she was.
Yes.
Who?
Holden did MMA with a heart condition.
Yes.
Aria was sneaking around to see Ezra. That's from at Fino Juliana.
Wait, did Holden and Aria have a thing? No.
No, he was just like a friend.
They were like childhood friends.
Her,
there was
but
something
she was
weird.
never into it with
there
him.
was definitely something weird there because I remember there were a couple of moments. But I also think it's really interesting. Why would they bring him back of all people?
Yeah, that is weird.
Because they're creating the triangle. I told Moves this. They're creating a triangle.
Yeah, they're triangle.
And so now girls in a coma, and then we're gonna throw Holden in there, and then it's gonna be.
And it's also a really cool contrast to the first time we saw Holden, or the first time we met Holden, where he was Aria's cover, and now it's like so that she could continue seeing Ezra, and now here he is again. So that's really interesting.
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
Nice.
Love it.
Move.
So I don't know what Mona's intentions are, to be honest with you. I don't know how I feel about it. It's just the whole thing is really, really, really weird, right? The whole thing is weird. So then we move on to also weird, which is Emison plus Paige. So Emily and Allison. Emily is the only one that knows that Allison is pregnant, which also is weird.
And the doctor, who basically said you're a floozy and was like, it's a stranger having your baby. I'm like, no doctor would say
Worst
that.
doctor ever.
But anyway.
Yeah, so I think that's also a very interesting dynamic because now Emily, she kind of stood up for herself at the end there when she was like, well, let me know when you know, right? Which I really appreciated.
That was really good.
But also, Allison's hormonal, and she's like a crazy pregnant bitch, which, trust me, is not easy. So I also respect her for still kind of being soft towards Allison because I think it's different. And she doesn't need to be a crazy bitch to her just yet.
But
Allison is pregnant.
I know, but it's not an excuse to be.
But she is always the victim.
Yeah,
she's always the victim.
She's pregnant. She's an actual victim.
But she always is the victim. Like, this is like the 5th time, and I like that other line that came right after it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but she was like, and you're always fishing her out.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly,
really
even if Allie keeps playing the victim, which she does, it's at the end of the day up to Emily to not fall for it every single time. And I think it's just so annoying.
I would like would seal Emison Endgame, I would really love for Alison to do something for Emily. Like, I would love for the tables to turn and for Emily to be in peril, or I don't want Emily to be in peril, but you know what I mean.
Nice word, peril, yeah.
I don't know where that came from. And you know, and then for just the tables to turn, and then that would like seal the love deal for me.
You guys, PLL theory. Emily's eggs were stolen. What if they are inside of Allie and she is having Emily's baby and that's how they're going to end up together? I don't know what they're going to do DNA.
I mean, I love that.
Yeah, no, but that has to be it because there's no other better option that would be so like full circle.
Or
and we love this
Alison
together.
really is AD.
That's
she
what I
dies
mean.
at the end of the season,
and her baby
Paley ends up being Endgame, and they raise Alison and Emily's baby together.
I would literally be so mad if that happened.
Not
and that is not happening.
It's not happening.
Marlene, you better not.
So you guys are Team Emison and you're Team Paley?
I'm not saying that because Paige is so damn annoying now, and she's just like, she's useless.
You guys know that Emison is Endgame. Like, you know that it's going to be Endgame.
We know the fan base wants that. Like, that's why I feel like it's going to happen. But at the moment, Alison is really not helping her case.
Alison is pregnant, so I feel like for once out of this entire show, she actually is a victim because she's pregnant and alone, and she, to her, is pregnant with her crazy husband, ex-husband's.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? That's
pregnant?
horrible.
Who is she? She's pregnant with
Dr.
Rollins'
baby.
Supposedly, but I think Mova's onto something. I think that she's actually pregnant with
Emily. So
Emily's
what will be
baby.
birthed?
And who's the father?
Exactly. So
no.
no.
I don't know,
You
there's some
said
sperm
Dr. Rollins is the
somewhere,
father,
but I just don't know.
Dr. Rollins is the father to Alison right now. That's what we're supposed to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is going to be birthed is going to be half Emily and half Dr. Rollins, and none of Allie.
If AD is actually capable of stealing someone's eggs,
No, that would have been the eggs would have had to have
artificially
been inside
inseminating
out.
them.
Well, like, you know, what if
Before
Allie
the
did
done? Then this is getting really
Allie could have just been like, I'm AD, haha, Emily's eggs, like, and then she could have had sex in like a minute.
I really hope we got that on the wide shot.
Oh my god,
That was
could have happened.
That was such a. I actually picture that in my head as you were explaining it. And it was really, really
Load them up, guys.
okay, so that's kind of where we're at with that, right? So the only people that we haven't seen yet are that we still know are somehow involved are Mary Drake.
Right.
Lucas is definitely involved in this somehow.
Oh, Lucas' theory
is.
that my mom just texted me. Someone probably on YouTube was saying it. Lucas is a game app developer.
Oh my
get out of
gosh, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Right?
That is amazing.
Yes.
So
it is amazing.
So the helpers of A would be him, Jenna. Who else then is helping A? Just him and Jenna.
Because everyone else is dead.
Yeah, because the girls always thought that the end of it all was, well, last season they thought the end of it all was Jenna and Noel, right? And we also still don't know who killed Sarah Harvey.
Not for sure, at least.
Well, yeah, but like we don't know who that person is. And
Yes,
if in fact if it is in fact A, because the girls for a while thought it was Noel.
Is there a reason we know it's not Noel? Did something happen?
Yeah, you're right. I guess it could
There was
have
a
been
whole
Noel.
lot of stuff with Noel, but now that Noel's out of the picture, which is crazy still, I still can't wrap my head around that he's totally gone.
Wrap my head around it. You get it?
Yeah.
His head got
I didn't do
chopped
that on
off?
purpose. Now that he's totally gone, that means that it's basically just Jenna and AD. At this point,
and
as we know it.
Lucas, because he's an
Maybe.
developer.
Lucas.
But the only person we'd actually see interact with AD
is Jenna.
So at this point, it technically could just be the two of them, and we wouldn't know any different. But I do believe that Lucas is involved.
What did Jenna say when she looked up and she was like, did she say like, oh, you're A? Or like, what did she say?
Oh, you're AD, but she was in a van because she got knocked
She didn't
over.
see anything,
Did she
but
see?
She still doesn't know.
Okay,
Well, did she
doesn't
go
know.
like this is basically what you mean, like touch their face.
Oh my God, because she's blind.
I know. So like I wonder if she's done that.
But a lot of
Yeah,
people
she
are
couldn't
actually
have seen.
saying on my Twitter right now that they don't think she is actually.
Yeah,
That'd be
I have
such a
seen
good
that a lot.
twist.
Yeah.
I would be into that.
Yeah.
So that could be true.
I'd
Do
be
you think
into
that she would be? She's fooling AD?
Because
She could be
got that
fooling AD.
surgery. What happened where it came?
It worked for a little bit, and then the technology wasn't as
really-
good, and then it started like getting bad again.
Wouldn't that be amazing if Jenna was actually on the liar's side and was pretending to be blind for their sake so she could actually see a face. I would love that.
I should write the show.
Yeah.
I should write the show. You should write
we need to get paid for this, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like so many questions and theories and everything else. So you guys just tweet us, all of us, and anything you think or answered, anything we got wrong, anything we forgot, send it all over to us because we're going to take a little bit of a break in 1 second. All your questions and do some shout outs and stuff like that. But right now, we're going to toss to a little clip of Hey Queen, hot tea.
Yeah.
I'm spilling the tea. It's gonna be hot, hot, hot.
It's Hey Queen, Hot Tea, the show where we sip steaming hot celebrity lies and throw Hollywood shade. I'm your host, Mr. Johnny McGovern, with my favorite hilarious people, Julie Goldman, Lady Red Couture, the beautiful Brandy Howard.
Oh God, it's so hot I don't want to touch it, but I just can't resist.
Real Housewives, real plastic surgery. Richard Simmons transition.
She looks like Kelly Osbourne.
Trixie Mattel. Manila Luzon. Brandy's bad news boyfriend is
Callum Best. Obviously, he's good at what he does because he's fucked the best of the best.
Kylie, Chloe, and Kim have not gotten near a white dick since junior high.
Release the Kraken!
I cannot deal with that at all. I will go crazy. It's making me crazy right now, and now I'm insane.
Oh, but if you want the tea, honey, the total tea, girl. No O's, honey, the tea.
That was amazing.
That was great.
That was amazing.
I'm excited for it.
That was amazing.
Get the tea.
Johnny McGovern, I used to host the Stray and After show with him back in the day, and he is as hysterical as he just appeared right there, except guys, check that out. Okay, so let's take some questions and all that good stuff. All right, so Megan Fowler at MF_Ragdoll says, where did Jason go? He came back to get Allie out of Welby, but where is he now? That's a very good question because we did see him. I feel like the only thing that isn't making sense is right now this catastrophic thing just happened, and the only parent or extended family member that we've seen of anybody is Mrs. Hastings.
Oh, guys.
There's a live chat.
Wait, has this been there the whole time?
Whoa.
No, I think it just
changed
popped up.
That's so
Oh my gosh,
cool.
you guys are
Hi,
live chat.
everybody. This is so cool. Write in so we can see what you're saying.
This is cool. Shout out.
Just don't be mean to
These
us.
three airspace. Wes loves BTR, Curious PLL.
What if Rollins,
Brendan
aka
Reeves.
Archer, was a mask himself and he is a fake doctor like Ren?
But we still haven't answered the question. But yeah, where is?
Oh, sorry, I don't even know what the question is. I'm so intrigued.
Where is Jason?
The last
basically,
we saw him, he was really on to Mary. He was like, "Screw Mary, get her out of the house.
Yeah.
Like all this B wants to do is steal our money. So like, get her out, Allie."
Yeah, he was very untrusting of her, and I kind of like that because Allie was very trusting of her.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah,
so it was a
very.
really good like contrast
And then he
between
called
those two.
Aria to come over.
Yes, remember
That
they
was
had that
so
whole moment.
weird.
And
my
also,
God,
like, no one ever
right.
found out about Aria and Jason's past.
That
because
weird moment.
They had, remember they flashed back?
And like she was braiding
Yeah,
Jason's hair.
They were like actually really cute.
Miriam Smith, I see you, girl. Sorry, I'm just like so intrigued right now.
Megan's like, shiny colors.
Okay, so that's interesting because I do think obviously he does have to come back.
Quick
right?
thing,
Yeah.
did she steal their money? She did, right? Mary Drake stole all the
Well,
money.
she did, but like something weird happened where she was working with Elliot, and then Elliot screwed her over, and he took all the money.
and their money.
Yeah. This is really cool. So at Hannah L. Eclair says, maybe Dr. Rollins was working with AD and AD gave him Emily's eggs, because we know Emily's eggs were stolen. And when Dr. Rollins had Allie in the hospital, because he had her tied up and drugged,
that's what everyone thought.
He injected them into her.
Oh. And that's how they got pregnant by Dr. Rollins.
That's a popular theory, but I do
We all
love
thought
it.
that, you guys. If you look at our after
if you go
show
back,
for
do
that
we
episode,
say that?
we do say that.
We
We're like,
did?
yes, you
Good
guys.
memory. Okay.
We were like,
Yeah.
I think that maybe A just impregnated
That's amazing.
Allie.
Also, I love how creepy you guys are because you guys remind me of myself. But at Jasmine Castillo 4 just tweeted me a picture of Aria, or Lucy Hale from her Instagram, and it's just a very casual picture of Lucy on Instagram, right? Obviously, this is pulled from somewhere because somebody has inserted a teal arrow, which, if you look really closely, is pointing to a veil. It's a very light veil, and she also has diamond earrings. So this obviously has been circulating.
They're definitely going to get married.
So they're definitely going to get married. We know that for sure. That is fantastic news for me.
I wonder what her colors are.
No, he could say no at the wedding. Remember, she's planning the wedding. He's gonna show up, and he could like not show up or be shady.
He's not gonna pull a Sex in the City, Mr. Big moment.
Oh my God, I hate Mr. Big. I hate Mr. Big.
At Hayes_Cupcake says, imagine if the girls opened the mystery box and it was Noel's head. That's a really good thing, because the only other thing I was thinking, besides that, which is also very creepy, is what if they opened up the box and it was part of Dr. Rollins or Archer? Because now we know that AD has the footage of them digging up Archer.
I would love that. Can we do that instead? I like that instead of the game.
You guys, can I just tell you, I already told the girls, but I was really excited about it. I know I seem like a really stalker, creepy fan, but I went to the movies to go see Get Out, and I saw Brant Daugherty, aka Noel Kahn, there. And I told him, I'm just kidding.
I love that. I love that you love that, man.
No, I love that you.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I
She's laughing. She's laughing the hardest at her own joke.
That was such a dad joke.
That was really good. No, but did you talk to him?
I did talk to him. I just like brushed his perfectly chiseled arm, and I was like, "You're amazing on PLL," and he was like, "Thank you. I really appreciate that." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, and then she walked away.
What movie theater?
Leave him wanting more, you know?
Where does he frequent, you know?
Which theater?
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. At Zanath Kaderi, or Zanath maybe Kaderi, says, can I have a shout out? And yes, my fave bitches are back. Hey. All right. Okay, so let me see here. Eli Board, we love Eli Board, says, can Mary be connected to Mr. DiLaurentis?
Can AD be connected to Mr.
Can Mary be connected to Mr. DiLaurentis? Because right now,
haven't heard of that name.
They had sex.
Yeah.
They are connected.
No, you're thinking of Space.
No, you're thinking of Mr. Hastings. Mr. Hastings and
Mary have a child.
And Jessica are connected.
Yeah.
But Miss Peter.
Who's Peter?
No, I'm sorry, not Peter. I'm sorry.
Basically, at this point, Peter doesn't have a child.
Who's Peter again?
Peter doesn't have a child.
What's Mr. Hastings?
Guys,
Kenneth. It's Kenneth. Peter is Mr. Hastings. Kenneth DiLaurentis.
What did I just say?
You said the right things, just the wrong name. You meant
Why
Kenneth.
did I say Peter? Peter Hastings, Kenneth DiLaurentis.
But Kenneth does not
have a child, right? Because
what was the question then? Now that we know it's Kenneth.
Unless Allison. Allison must be the product of Jessica and Kenneth.
But beside, I forgot about Allison. My bad.
What's the
question?
So
Allison is the only question. The question is, can Mary be connected to Mr. D? Because they could technically be connected to Mary D, because Mr. D could be Cece's dad. That's the only person at this point who don't know for sure who both their parents are.
Right.
And that would make sense because they look so much alike, Allie and Cece.
Yeah, which this is so crazy because they're all half siblings, but through different people.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah.
And Spencer's older sister, right, Melissa, she's the only one of that family
that's actually the two Hastings kids
that we know of. Yeah. Exactly. That's the whole thing is just gross and weird, and it seems incesty even though it's not.
You never know though.
Yeah.
Bring back Melissa, P.S., because I miss her. Yeah. What is she doing now? Acting on other shows?
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Ren will be back.
Yeah,
Ren will be back this season.
Brittany Santiago at B-San-O-1 says, real talk, regardless of your ship, do you think Paige is super annoying right now? Like, why is she here? And, okay, so here's the thing. I think that Paley had to resurface at some point for us to all get full closure on Paley. Right? Because that was like the original, besides Maya, may she R.I.P.
Yes.
Paige really, shut up.
I'm just, she was on like 3 episodes. Can we move on?
Maya? Don't.
Yeah.
She was in the pilot. She is the foundation, okay? She's part of the foundation.
I mean, but going back to the Paley situation.
I feel like Paley had to resurface, right?
I understand. I'm really bored with Paige in these episodes. I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you hanging around for?
I know exactly why Paige is here. Let me break it down for you.
But she's not being mean.
I do this with every guy. I just hang around every single day until someone decides.
No, Paige is in the picture because Allison needs to feel jealous of something in order to understand her feelings towards Emily.
Right, so that's her purpose of her being
That is literally Paige's purpose in the story.
Right, for them bringing her back.
Or Paige is involved somehow in all of this too. Which would make her not so boring.
Yeah, that's true. Right? That is true.
At Amelia_Davis7 says, do you think there's a possibility that Mona is still A or AD?
I would hate that.
I would hate it too, but she could still technically be involved too.
That's so predictable. But that ship has sailed. I feel that ship has sailed. We want it to sail.
At PLL in the UK, hey, it said Lucas rented out an abandoned warehouse in season 6. His apartment alarm was the same as the dollhouse alarm. You guys, the Lucas theories, the Lucas anagrams, the Lucas, like all these weird motifs and themes and signs and symbols that keep popping up about Lucas. There was some crazy stuff about his name, like the German name that somehow somebody attracted back to. Like, all the stuff is so crazy, but we know that the PLL writers, bless their hearts for doing this, make it really exciting for us by planning a bunch of clues and making things like, you know, add up to things, or like those blocks in the room during the dollhouse. Right? Everything means something in Pretty Little Liars.
And honestly, I don't have enough brain cells to keep track of this, so we count on you guys.
We count on you guys.
So text us those clues.
It's always been kind of sketchy, but can we talk about, for 5 seconds before we go to the next question, about how someone tweeted us, all of us, that on IMDb in the last episode, I think, that Allie plays a character named Courtney, too.
Yes.
What's that all about?
Well, Courtney was the twin, Allison's twin in the books.
Okay.
Courtney,
I didn't read the book,
believe.
so,
I didn't read it either, but just from other fan theories.
Yeah, it was, there was the way that it ended was instead of, okay, so in the books, the way that it ended was Allison had a twin.
Exactly.
The way that we thought it was ending, that storyline was ending, was we found out that Cece was her sister.
Exactly.
But now IMDb comes out and Allison
I wish they wouldn't do that, honestly. I get that they need to do that, but I wish, like, that's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
really weird way.
I know, because it's like, you think that at this point, knowing that people are so obsessed with spoilers and like not finding out things before they come out, it's the final season, that somebody would have made a phone call to IMDb and be like, hey, can you hold off on that?
And I think that there was another girl below her on the IMDb page that was playing another character with an AD initial. And honestly, we have to know AD. If we don't know AD, I'm going to throw up. Like, I'm going to throw up.
Unless IMDb is in on it too.
Yeah,
and everybody's in on it, apparently. Yeah. Okay, so let's do a couple of shout outs, all right?
Hey, it's Cupcake. Sorry, just wanted to throw that one out there.
I answered her question already.
I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
PR14?
Yeah.
Haley PR14.
Good job. Yeah. At BDawn117, at Jacqueline, we had an argument on how to pronounce Jacqueline.
Oh, yeah, we did. It's Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. I like Jacqueline. Jacqueline forever says, yay, Ezra wedding. I agree. Hold on. There's so many, you guys.
There's a lot.
Something about the 21. She turned 21.
Yes.
Oh, duh. Jose Ortiz. Love you.
At Chels_Klotz said, why did the ghost twin visit Ashley Marin if the twin is supposed to be Jessica or Mary? Do you guys remember that? Do you remember when Hannah's mom was seeing things? The ghost twin, the little girl.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Wait, say the question again.
Why did the ghost twin visit Ashley Marin if the twin is supposed to be Jessica or Mary? Like, remember? Right? Oh, and that was the twin thing, too. We found out that was happening, too. But, yeah, Ashley Marin, remember? Yeah. What is her deal?
Throwback.
She's also involved somehow in this.
She disappeared from the show.
She owns the hotel.
The
Radley.
Oh,
yeah.
But still, well, she wasn't on the episode.
Yeah, she was on.
But neither were a few people. Oh, Writer Girl, a really fast Writer Girl. I don't know if you're watching because I haven't heard from you yet, unless I haven't checked my Twitter. But love you, Writer Girl. Yes.
At @Carmen Vivas, at @always_PLL_fan, at world_PLLAS, at Kenny Williams, love it, at Clever Babes, hey, at Jenna Cat 94.
Hey Boo.
Hey Boo.
What's Johnny or
our Boo.
Forever Johnny Boy.
Forever Johnny Boy.
Obviously.
There we go.
That's a given.
Sorry, it's been a year.
Come on,
but
Darren Chan. Darren Chan, yes. What about?
They're telling us to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Go, guys.
Yelling at us. At Damon Eden, at Layla Awesome, at 628NSZYD. What's the one thing you want to see without a doubt this season before we say goodbye forever? So let's end on that. I love that.
Okay, I want all the original couples to be together at the end. That means Emison, that means Spencer and Toby, that means Aria and Ezra, and then that means, who am I forgetting? Maybe that's it.
I just literally...
Caleb and Hanna. Sorry.
I just literally want everything to be answered. I want all of our FBI work to finally come to completion. And I want to end on, like, a note of love. Like, I just want to end, like, with a family and, like, with a bang. Because we've been through so much together.
That was cute.
I would love if one of the main 4, 5, whatever, liars.
5.
5 liars. I still don't think it's Allison, but I would love one of the main liars was in fact behind everything.
Yeah.
I think I would sacrifice a lot of stuff for that to be the case.
Right. Okay. And on that note, I have to bring up this theory that I saw earlier today. Don't give me shit for this, guys. Okay, season 6, Toby says to Spencer, every time Allie flashes the bat signal, you guys come running. And the last episode of 7A, the episode was called The Dark Night. Allie could be
like a bat.
Could you imagine if Ashley was right this whole time, you guys?
That's what I want.
And we've all been hating on her for 3 years.
No matter what, even with Allie, I
I
really want it to be one of the main girls. Like, I want this reveal to blow my mind, and I want them to put the puzzle together in the last episode and us be like, oh my gosh. That's what I love.
Yeah, I love it. All right. 3 more shout-outs before we say goodbye. Melanie Toronto.
My mom, my dad, my brother.
At Lillykins and at JMO210. You guys, seriously, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes.
There's so much that we obviously need to wrap our heads around and get on board for the rest of the season, but please tweet us any questions and theories you guys have now that we've seen the the premiere of the last season. And yeah, send us pictures. I love all your detective sleuthing work. Send us everything you got. And then be sure to tune in every single Tuesday night because we'll be here.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Countdown.
All right, here we go, guys. And we'll see you next week. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I did the wrong thing.